Hey guys, welcome to Fandom Sage Rewind, where we discuss films, TV series, trailers, anything that's really interesting going on and relevant. Today I wanted to talk about the teaser trailer that dropped for Agatha All Along, which is releasing on September 18th, leading up to the Halloween season. Agatha All Along looks to be a cinematic feast with magic, zombies, witches, possessed beings, demons. I don't mess with demons, y'all, so hopefully not too much of that. There's a cast of really interesting and colorful characters, and I just want to see how everything's going to come together. So I am going to talk about what to expect from the series, from what I know about certain characters in the comics, versus what might be actually happening plot-wise in Agatha All Along. Agatha Harkness was a character that leapt right off the TV screen into our hearts from the moment she debuted in WandaVision. So it really wasn't that surprising when it was announced that she'd be getting her own spin-off. What was surprising was how many times they kept changing the title of her show. I assume now that this was a gag. Agatha Harkness, portrayed by Kathryn Hahn, returns following the events of WandaVision. Agatha manipulated Wanda Maximoff, causing her to lose grip on reality and create a hex over the town of Westview with the intentions of taking Scarlet Witch's chaos magic, but she would fail at this. And as a consequence, Wanda stripped Agatha of her powers and pretty much re-hexed her to live as Agnes in Westview. In the trailer of Agatha All Along, the Agatha remained under this curse until a character named Rio Vidal set her free and told her that the witch who cast the spell is gone, referring to Wanda's fate in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Now, certain characters we do know about that are returning from cast lists and things, and one such character is Evanora Harkness, which was Agatha's mother, played by Kate Forbes. We did get to see her in one episode during flashbacks. Now, I don't know if this is another flashback we'll see her in, or if she's actually going to be showing up in the present day. But in this history of Agatha, Evanora attempted to kill her daughter, Agatha, for using dark magic, which at the time I felt was extreme, but then Agatha went on to kill the coven instead. So Evanora was probably right. She was probably onto something there. Agatha used her powers to absorb her coven's magic, and this pretty much sealed Evanora's fate as she too was drained of her magic. There are also rumors going around suggesting that the descendants of Evanora's coven might be involved in Agatha All Along, trying to get revenge for what Agatha did. Another character that's showing up is a pretty big one from the comics, Billy Kaplan, aka Wiccan. They have also casted Billy's boyfriend, who is unnamed but is believed to be Hulkling. And these two characters are played by Joe Locke and Miles Gutierrez Riley, respectively. Wiccan is a pretty big character in the comics. He, like his mother, Wanda, possesses very powerful magic. Now, people are asking, well, how is Billy alive when at the end of WandaVision he disappeared when Wanda released the Hex? Well, in the comics, Billy's soul traveled backwards in time, reborn into different children. It's a reincarnation in a very different way. Interesting way to bring somebody back, even for Marvel. So he doesn't really have the memories of Billy Maximoff, and his name is Billy Kaplan. He was born into the Kaplan family. He's the only child. Tommy was also reincarnated the same way, meaning he was born into another family and his soul was in this body. But they started getting their memories back and getting their abilities and stuff. And when they came into contact with each other, it kind of like kickstarted their memories or whatnot. I don't know if that's going to be the case here, but it seems like he's already practicing his magic when the Agatha All Along starts. Sashir Zamata is playing Jennifer Kale. She's a witch that was introduced in a horror fantasy comic Man thing, and she has connections with Doctor Strange and the Midnight Suns as well, because she was a part of the Midnight Suns at a couple different points. I am interested to see how they portray this character, because she was mildly interesting in the comics, but she had a different kind of vibe to her magic. So it'd be cool that they kind of have different angles and different types of magic they're exploring. Jennifer Kale was actually a descendant of Atlantean sorceress too, like her bloodline, and she also dabbled in voodoo and other kinds of magic she learned throughout the years. She lived in the Everglades in Florida, where the nexus of all realities was. You know, the race swap, a lot of people might have a problem with it. I don't really personally have a problem with it, especially since the origins of her magic is a little bit different, and she did kind of dabble in voodoo, so maybe that's the reason why they did that. It makes more sense than any other character, so I'm not mad at that. The character Alice Gulliver is played by Aliane And in the comic books, her character inherits her abilities from her grandmother, I believe, and she was a police detective in Hong Kong. And once she got these magical powers, she was known as the Wu, which her grandmother was known as the Wu before she died. And she uses her powers in interesting ways that are different from a lot of other magic users, in that she uses regular kind of ordinary items that don't look very magical, like her guns. Like, she'll cast magic through her guns while she's shooting, and she has a blade that can like cut open gateways so she can banish creatures back to wherever they came from. She's very highly into the protective magical space, so that might be her role in the show, their main line of defense maybe. Patti LuPone is playing Lilia Calder. She's a descendant of Cagliostro. Cagliostro is another one of those very famous sorcerers that wrote a very powerful book, kind of like the Vishanti and like the Darkhold was written by Cthon. The Book of Cagliostro, which showed up in Doctor Strange, and it kind of focused on time manipulation, and also Caecilius wanted that book to draw power from the dark dimension and also bring back Dormammu. So this is another connection to another powerful ancient sorcerer. Patti LuPone is legendary, so that's pretty cool that she's in this. Sharon Davis, played by Deborah Jo Rupp. Certain characters from Westview will be showing back up in Agatha all along, so I don't know if that means that the whole town has a lot to do with the show. It does have a lot of cast members from WandaVision, part of the cast of Agatha all along too, so we'll probably touch bases with some of those people. They were all free, but Agatha was still in the Hex, so I'm not confused how that's going to work. But the time that's passed has been about a year since the end of WandaVision, and it seems like they're lining it up with the end of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness when Wanda died. Aubrey Plaza is playing an original character called Rio Vidal, and she's a Green Witch apparently. A lot of people are saying that she is a gender-bent version of the Green Warlock, who is a villain to Wanda and Agatha. I'm still holding out hope that somehow she is Morgan Le Fay, because I just would love that. I think that would be so cool for her. But whoever she is, she's going to kill the role because she's an amazing actress. So Aubrey Plaza's character says that the witch is gone when she's talking to her, and it looks like she's dressed as a detective, Aubrey Plaza, and I think she's trying to help her either break out of the spell or this curse or whatnot. When Catherine Hahn is talking to Patti LuPone's character, you see a calendar on her refrigerator. The official Marvel timeline does put this a year after WandaVision, the next month after Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. It's kind of lining up as far as Wanda's death kind of setting everything in motion possibly, because there's also an official synopsis that reads, a suspicious goth teen played by Joe Locke helps Agatha break free from her spell. They embark on the Witch's Road, a magical gauntlet with trials that reward survivors with what they're missing. This journey brings together a desperate coven, hinting at a thrilling adventure and challenges. It seems like Aubrey Plaza's character or Joe Locke's character, who is believed to be Billy, are the ones that break her out, but I think Aubrey Plaza's character actually breaks her out of the spell, but Billy might be helping her get her power back, maybe. I'm not sure. It is interesting because Billy coming to seek out Agatha to take him down the Witch's Road. It sounds like that Billy might be trying to resurrect Wanda, maybe. Probably all these witches, all these women will have something that they're missing, kind of tying into the plot, I'm assuming. One more character that I'm curious to find out about is Emma Caulfield, returning as Sarah Proctor, who's also Dottie in the Hex, another Westfield resident. A lot of people at the time when WandaVision was out was thinking, me included, that Emma Caulfield's character was really somebody else from the comics too, because it just seemed like a casting with an actress that is well known in the occult pop culture world as Anya from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and it seemed like a waste not to have her be an actual comic book character. And a lot of people were thinking that she was Arcana Jones, and I thought that made a lot of sense. And that reason was because of the whole flower situation with Wanda having the red roses in her yard being representative of her magic. And then Agatha had the purple roses, and of course her powers are purple. And we see a shot of Dottie in quick succession with these other two shots of their flowers, tending to her flowers, and they are yellow. And in the comic books, Arcana Jones, part of the Squadron Supreme, aka Moonglow, her powers are yellow. And when she does her casting, it's, that kind of color. So I was like, it kind of makes sense. That would be kind of cool. Nothing came of it in WandaVision, but now she's back. So does this mean like there is something else there? Especially since her real name is Sarah Proctor, which is a well-known name tied to the Salem witch trials too. So it was just like a lot of things that kind of stood out about that character that nothing really came of it. So maybe now they'll be paying that off. I'm interested to see the Witch's Road. I think that's a really cool kind of bit of lore that they're adding in, and I wonder what other characters are going to show up, like Man-Thing, since you got Jennifer Kale here. She also is related to one of the Ghost Riders, Danny Ketch. We could see Doctor Strange or Wong maybe, and of course Scarlet Witch might make an appearance. We don't know. So there's a lot of different things in play here and a lot of characters with a lot of cool backstories. So I'm excited about the show more so than I was before the teaser trailer. Tell me in the comments below, what do you think, and are you looking forward to Agatha All Along, dropping on September 18th on Disney+. If you like this video, please like and share and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next Rewind.